Ever had that gut-wrenching feeling or anxiety about money and had no way how to tackle it or wonder if that feeling would ever go away? I went out on a date the other night with my wife. We went to a concert at the Toronto Symphony and it was amazing. We arrived early and went across the street to the Ritz-Carlton for a drink. The atmosphere was great. There was Christmas music playing. The wine bar was filled with people all waiting to go to the concert. It was just a great evening. After a couple of drinks, we walked about 10 minutes down the road to a restaurant where we had made our dinner reservations. Again, another great experience, a great restaurant, a real buzz in the air about Christmas. It was vibrant, just a great night out. After we were done eating, my wife kind of looked at me and she said, "Is everything okay? You seem a bit off tonight." See, the problem is, even though we have enough money to enjoy nice things, I still suffer from anxiety over being an entrepreneur for over 30 years, that, our income is going to be an up and down cycle. And I have this anxiety over spending money. I obsess over saving for a rainy day, and I have a hard time justifying spending $700 more or less on an evening out. As much as Christmas is supposed to be a magical time for kids, it's done nothing but create anxiety for me for about 40 years. So are you feeling weighed down by financial stress? If you are, you need to know that you're not alone. As a matter of fact, more than half of North American adults experience financial anxiety. And for men, it feels like a burden that you carry every single day. And while everybody's situation is different, it doesn't mean that men and women from all walks of life aren't struggling every single day. But here's the good news. There's actionable strategies that you can use to overcome your financial anxiety and regain control over your life. In this video, I want to explore what financial anxiety is and share some simple strategies to overcome it. To be clear, nobody is going to be as hard on you about your finances as you're going to be on yourself. Every time you feel like you don't have enough money to go on that extra vacation or that extra expensive date night or to buy a new updated car, no one's going to feel worse about it than you will. And with men, we just tend to internalize those feelings. So let's talk about what financial anxiety really is. It's that overwhelming fear of not being able to meet your financial goals, expectations, or aspirations. It feels like you're on this hamster wheel of spending that never ends. This internalized stress can show up in many different ways, like insomnia, mood swings, or even physical symptoms like headaches. It often stems from debt, income instability, job insecurity, or a lack of financial literacy. With men, it's the feeling of not being able to provide the lifestyle that you and your partner want or feel you deserve in life. And no one is going to be harder on you about this than yourself. It feels like no matter how hard you're working, you're always falling behind. No matter how much you make, it's never going to be enough. Does this sound familiar? Here are 3 strategies that you can use, and the third one might surprise you. Strategy 1, pay yourself first. Put 10% of your monthly income away into a forced savings account for your retirement that you can't touch, right off the top. Then create a realistic budget to allocate the money you do bring home. The days, the weeks, the months, the years, they're going to add up quickly. So the sooner you can take this first strategy and make it a reality, the more you can take advantage of compound interest that's going to benefit you when you retire. So after you've paid yourself that 10% right off the top, now you've got to create a strategy for a realistic budget. A budget is more than just numbers. It's a strategy or a plan to give your money direction. Start your budget by creating 2 lists. One list is the money coming in from your income, and the other is a list of money going out, expenses that you need to live. Then start allocating your funds for both savings and paying bills and discretionary fund. Budgeting helps you see exactly what money's coming in and where your money's going. And it empowers you to help you make adjustments to meet your goals. This all leads me to strategy number 2, which is live within your means, meaning spend less than you earn. Financial anxiety usually comes from living outside of your means, which usually leaves you unprepared for unexpected expenses. You want to aim to save between 3 to 6 months of income in a completely separate account. And you don't have to have that amount right away. You can take a little bit every month and start chipping away at that so that in maybe 5 to 10 years, you've got that built up in a complete emergency account. And this is not your savings account for doing fun things. Even just saving $10 a week over years can create a little nest egg. So it doesn't have to be as painful as you think it might be. And knowing that you have this cushion, should you lose your job, that can be a real anxiety relief. This is by no means financial advice, but here are 5 accounts that I believe everybody should have. Forced savings account number 1 is that 10% right off the top that's going into some form of RRSP or registered retirement savings fund, something that you're putting money into that you can't touch until you turn 55. Forced savings number 2 is your checking account that is simply allocated to pay your monthly bills, your monthly expenses. Forced savings account number 3 is that $10 a month or whatever you can afford that's going to be your emergency fund should you lose your job. Forced savings account number 4 is your vacation account, your discretionary spending, your fun money to go on vacation. And I will tell you, I have never gone on a vacation that wasn't fully paid for before I left, because if it wasn't paid for before I left, there's absolutely no way I would have enjoyed that vacation. Forced savings account number 5, just an emergency fund for unexpected expenses like car repairs, home repairs. Your goal is to set up a budget so that you can control the money coming in and the money going out, so you learn to live within your means. Now, I know this can be a struggle for many young men and women today because many of you don't get paid a living wage, especially earlier in your working careers. So you're going to have to find strategies to help you prioritize your savings. Now, I'm not telling you have to move back in with your parents, but if you are dealing with financial anxiety, no reasonable option should be taken off the table. Because if you continue to suffer from financial anxiety, and if you don't get it under control, and if it's left unchecked, it will never go away, and it's only going to get worse. All of this leads me to tip number 3, and this is probably the most important strategy of all. Strategy number 3 is improving your family's financial IQ. What I've learned in over 34 years of a successful marriage is that you can't just have one person being accountable for the money. Everybody needs to have an equal understanding of what's actually going on, so that together you can make informed choices to reduce everybody's financial anxiety. There is no money tree in the backyard, but if you continue to improve everybody's financial intelligence, you can start planting the seeds that are going to help you build financial income-bearing assets that are going to pay off big in your future. If you're in a committed relationship, you can't be alone on your financial island. If you have a partner in life, everybody needs to be advised, invested, and involved to the same degree. If one partner has their head buried in the sand when it comes to your financial intelligence, you're in for a lifetime of stress and anxiety. And the more you understand your finances, the less power it has over you to cause stress and anxiety. You can learn about debt management, financial investing, retirement planning through a financial advisor. Books, courses, or even videos like this one are really great to help inspire you to get started, but they're dated the day they're created, so they're not meant to be a financial strategy. In my experience, my accountant has been my greatest financial advisor. A great accountant just doesn't do your tax return. They understand the plan that you have for the future. They're up to date on all the new tax laws, and they help you plan your strategy and execute your strategy according to the vision that you want to create for your future. They can also help you steer away from making critical mistakes that they've seen over and over again by other people. For example, buying things like boats, cars, a bigger home. These are financial traps that new entrepreneurs who experience a certain level of success can fall into. Guilty as charged. Investing in a great accountant is a great strategy, and it is worth absolutely every single penny, especially if you're struggling with financial anxiety. Financial anxiety does not have to define who you are. By budgeting, building an emergency fund, improving your financial IQ, you can actually turn finance into a strength, not a stress. Remember, financial resilience isn't about perfection or having $1 million in the bank today. It's about progress. It's about having a strategy to move forward. It's about having a process to iterate when things aren't going as planned. And when you're in a committed relationship, it's about moving forward together, having everybody on the same page. It's about helping manage everybody in the relationship's expectations. When you're in a committed relationship, you shouldn't be managing all of the financial expectations on your own. Start investing in your family's financial IQ today and start taking control over your financial anxiety. If this video inspired you, please consider liking, subscribing, or even sharing with somebody who you feel might benefit from these strategies. Have a great day.